This is a teardown of an HP Storageworks 8/24 sand switch, and basically this is a HP rebranded Brocade fiber channel switch. I don't have my normal drill, so hopefully this isn't too loud. Fair warning, I am using my fancy Milwaukee impact drill. I won't blast it at full speed though. And I think I'll just do this slightly out of frame, that way I'm not right under the camera with the drill. Probably should have taken these out first. I've already taken part 3 of these, but figured I'd do one on camera for people to see, since I haven't done one of these before. Lots of screws holding it together, which isn't too surprising. Still have mixed feelings about this impact drill. It's not so bad if you have it under a load, like you're screwing wood into, or screwing screws into wood. But if you're doing something like taking stuff apart with it, it's really whiny and annoying. Not to say that the impact motion noise is quiet by any means, but yeah. Alrighty. So here's the inside. Interesting thing is these fans aren't held in with vibration mounts. They're actually just friction fit, so these back metal tabs on the sides. And just to make it easier for me to remove the fans, what I've been doing is I've been using side cutters to kind of fold them in a little. And these are just standard 3-pin fans as far as I can tell. So a person could presumably replace them with a regular fan from like Noctua or whatnot. Granted, you are going to be a little limited on cable length. You have to do some creative cable management if you want to replace these with different fans. But yeah, nothing special. Just a run-of-the-mill 40mm fan. And it looks like this chassis was designed for multiple models because it does have an additional filler filling up a opening for a 4th fan. Also, it would have been capable of dual power supplies. Hopefully this has been sitting long enough for the power supply to be discharged, because I did plug this in to make sure it worked. Just dump the screws out the side. There's 2 different versions of power supplies I pulled out of these. Oop. Go to 1x zoom. This one has a Delta power supply in it. Based on the model number, I'm going to guess it's probably 75 watts. Alright, just your run-of-the-mill power supply. Nothing too fancy or exciting. What? Oh, saw a weird solder joint there. There's a lead for a diode going through, and then they just bridge the solder over to that, presumably. I'm assuming it's capacitor. I'm sure they're in line in circuits, so it's not like it matters. It's funny looking. Alright. A little interesting piece here. Basically one of the front screws holds that in, and then this screw holds it down. Not sure the reasoning behind it. Maybe it's a way to make it more rigid for plugging the modules in. Oops. I'm using a #1 Phillips on a #2 Phillips screw, so it tends to slip a little. This does have a 1 GB parallel ATA drive. I don't know if this is different than a CF card or not. I assume it's just a CF card, but it calls itself a silicon drive too, so I don't know. And then it does have a stick of ECC DDR2 memory, 512 megabytes at 5300 speed, which is 667 megahertz if memory serves correct. And here's the main PCB, very thick, which isn't too surprising for some of this older networking gear like this. Got power regulation in here where the power comes in. And it did have some unpopulated connection points there for who knows what. And then the bottom side, just a lot of passive components, and I'm not sure what this is here. Maybe flash for the BIOS? Oh. It wouldn't be boot flash if it, unless the CF card's not used for booting. Alright. So these heat sinks are pretty fancy. They used really fancy brass push pins to hold them down, which is unfortunately kind of annoying to remove. With the plastic ones, I can just cut them. I mean, you can cut through these brass ones too. It's not like they're super strong or anything, but they are a lot harder to cut through. So, oh, I knocked the clock battery out. Let's see if I can pull these out without having a spring in my eyes. Should be wearing my safety glasses. Put those on real quick. Alright. Those have a little bit more spring tension on them, so I think I'm going to point this down and hope for the best. Alrighty. Looks like this chip is not going to be readable. It does have an AMCC branded PowerPC processor. Model is PPC440EPX. This thermal paste is really thick and hard. I'm going to grab some kerosene and I will clean that off real quick. Alright, so I'm going to show this in real time. I need to make another video doing this with processors in real time. I believe I made a short, just when I was kind of experimenting with things. But kerosene is a really good way to break down stubborn thermal paste, depending on what it's made out of. I have no idea why though. So, I'll put the cap back on this, because if I don't, I'll inevitably knock it over and get kerosene everywhere. There's actually a stain on the floor over here from the kerosene on that I use on the teardown bench. And as you can tell, I mean, it's just turned into a liquid already. Probably need to let it soak a little bit longer. So there's a few spots that didn't spread. Probably not the healthiest use of kerosene, but I haven't died yet from it. Let's do a little scratch test. It's like a paint on my finger. The kerosene is focus. Diluted and broke down. Let's see if that's enough. I don't think it's going to be. Yeah, this stuff was on pretty thick. a little pressure will help. Closer. It's going to require a little bit more though, I think, because friction's not working. Oh, it's not as thick and it's a little gooey from the stuff that did soak in. Now my finger, I have thermal paste under my fingernail. Nah, this will work. Has a nice straight edge too. I don't really care about damaging the surface of this, so let's just scrap. And there's the switching chip, Brocade. Still a little bit of model number covered up though. See if there's anything good under that paste. Should have been more patient. I should have let it soak longer with the kerosene or put more on it. Nope. Alright, we'll get some more kerosene. I'll just put it on the paper towel. Be obviously more careful with this if you're using this in something you care about, but I don't care about this, so go nuts and cover it all up with kerosene. Now the surface is too reflective. Can't win. There we go. I think the kerosene was like filling the voids. But it's the Brocade 18-000015-02. Or maybe it's an RS1317. I don't know. But, yep, that's the switch chip for the fiber channel. Part of the switch, more than likely. But, yeah, pretty cool. Unfortunately, outdated tech. Says, I think we have 16 gigabit fiber channel now. I don't know if it goes any faster than that because I don't really see that stuff. So, yeah, hopefully that's interesting, and thanks for watching.